Hello, my name is Jessica and I am The Organized Mama. I'm a professional organizer and blogger where I share organizing tips, tricks, and tutorials for families just like you. We are going to talk all about project boards, how you make one, and why you need one. A project board is really easy because you can get a big project that you have to do, break it down into smaller tasks, and then that way you and your team can stay organized. I first started using project boards about 2 years ago, and I was doing this for all new clients that were contacting me about my in-home organizing services. So what I did was I created a bunch of different zones on a piece of poster board, and within that I put a post-it for new client, and then they kind of moved their way along my system for any new clients that were coming in. Once we redid my office, I wanted something a little more stylish, so I created these acrylic project boards. You can use anything for a project board. Like I said, I was originally using poster board. You can use chalkboard, whiteboard, really anything. I personally love seeing it and like the visual, so that's why we created these acrylic boards. To make these acrylic boards, it's actually really easy. You just go to your local hardware store, get a thick piece of acrylic. You're going to drill 4 holes in using an acrylic drill bit. Then you're going to use marketing screws, and then that's what makes it kind of pop out a little bit. And I used my Silhouette vinyl cutter to create the text and then the dividers. But since it's acrylic, you can totally just use a whiteboard marker and write on it and then take it away. Easy, easy. Now, to create a project board, you're going to need to know categories that you need for the top of the board. So how do you go about selecting those categories? Well, I kind of looked at all of the tasks and projects that I had. I knew I needed a client workflow. I also knew I needed something like marketing, projects, my videos, all of those type of things that I was keeping lists of on paper. So instead of using paper, they're now on my board where I can see them, take them off once I get them done, instead of losing that piece of paper, because that was happening way more frequently than I like to admit. So for me, my business project board is this one. Each category is a different colored post-it. So I have website, marketing, videos, projects, social, and tech. On my client board, I have new consults, projects to schedule, scheduled projects. I also do in-home design. And then I have a spot for sponsored content and events that I am speaking at or that I need to be in attendance for. This is totally a work in progress, and you really have to tweak it as needed. So when I first started, that's why I liked the poster board, because it was really easy just to kind of scratch off a topic and like write another one underneath. And then when I actually created these really pretty acrylic ones, because I wanted something pretty in here, that I knew exactly what category I needed, and I was able to section off my board appropriately. So start this whole thing by writing out kind of all of the things that you have within your business or your life. You can easily use a project board for life planning as well. You can give each family member their own zone. You can use it for different sporting events. You can really make it however you want. So start by writing down all of the different categories or topics that you have projects within. So for me, I just kind of wrote down a big list of all of my projects, and then I kind of grouped them to see if there was an overall category. You might need to just write down all of the categories that are within your business, like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. All of those could be considered social media, and so you just group them all together. For me, it was easier doing videos separate than my social. I also really wanted to condense my categories. So sometimes my post-it notes look a little longer, but I don't have as many categories. For me, this is easier to visually see rather than a whole bunch of smaller sections with only a few tasks that I have to do. Another big tip that I really recommend when creating a project board is before you put anything up, see if it fits into one of your overall goals. By making sure that your project or the task that you want to accomplish actually meets one of your goals or leads you in that direction, it's really going to help you streamline all of the stuff you have to do. Us as business owners, we have so many hats that it can seem very overwhelming and you can just feel like you're spinning the wheel. So focus on what you actually need to do, and then it will just make everything run so much smoother within your business. Now, there are other ways that you can use project boards rather than something that's out. Not everybody likes this. A lot of people think of this as visual clutter. For me, it's a visual reminder. So really make sure that you look and see exactly if you can handle this or you need something more tech. Now, some project boards that are online are like Asana or Trello. I really like using those when I'm working with a group that's virtual. So when using an online project board, you set it up the exact same. You give each board its own category and then each card is a different task. To make sure that all of your tasks go in line with your goals, I would recommend spending at least a little bit of time each month going through what your goals are, like your end goals. What do you really want to do with your business, with your life? Then once you have all those tasks, see what tasks you've written down and see if they even align with what you want in order to help your goal. So for example, if you want to create video content, but you keep writing down that you have to write all these blog posts, well, are you really going to be able to create that video content when all you're doing is spending your time on writing versus making that video content? It really helps you streamline and systemize what you want to do with your business. Another easy way to go digital when it comes to project planning is to use a picture as your background on your computer. Then you can sort all of your projects into the little categories that you've made as your background on your screen. Asana and Trello are both two very easy tools that you can use to create project boards, to-do lists, all of that kind of stuff. I have a freebie on my website that you are more than happy to use to help clean up your computer, get all of your projects organized. You can find me at www.theorganizedmama.com for all of my blog and video tutorials. You can also find me on any social media channel. My handle is Organized Mamas. I would love for you to join along as I share organizing tips, tricks, and tutorials for families just like you.